going on.
Thank you so much.
Pay like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family. Smoochie.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. I'm Mike Babcock with my guys, Mojo, Mutati, Lucas, Widman. Fellas, we're going to start with a crazy situation involving the father of one of the best basketball players in the entire world. A guy himself who was a former professional athlete. We're talking about the dad of Jaylen Brown, of course, the Boston Celtics superstar. His father's name, Marcellus Brown, who was, Lucas, yesterday allegedly involved in a violent altercation in Las Vegas.
Yes, police in Las Vegas are currently investigating a stabbing incident that went down at All-American Park, which is a place where a lot of youth football teams get together and have practices and games and things like that. So a woman in a police report that we obtained claims that Marcellus got out of the passenger side of a Lincoln Navigator SUV and dinged her vehicle. In the vehicle was her and a youth football player.
What, like with the door, Lucas?
With the door, yes.
Okay.
As he was exiting the vehicle, the door hit their car. Now, inside the car was the woman who was speaking with cops and her boyfriend, who was a youth football coach. Now, the coach got out of the car, checked the damage, and he goes, oh, I noticed some damage here. But Marcellus said, you know, it's just a ding, went about his way, started to walk away from the scene. But then the coach kind of started a little back and forth between the two. Ultimately, Marcellus said, hey, do you want to fight over this? And according to the report, the coach agreed. And as the coach went over to an area, I guess, to square up, I guess you could say, that's when Marcellus approached him from behind, and the woman claims that he stabbed him multiple times. Now, that got so serious that the woman says that they got in their car and they left. They fled the scene, went over to a nearby CVS, I believe is what they said, and they called 911, and they were eventually transported to a local hospital. Now, there are some serious injuries here. I'm going to list them out right now. Stab wounds to the upper right chest clavicle area, a defensive wound on his left hand that penetrated his tendons, a slice wound that necessitated a partial gastrectomy to remove part of his digestive system, eviscerated bowels, and a broken right rib that may require surgery to repair. Now, we're told he is in critical condition in the ICU at a local hospital, and meanwhile, Marcellus, he was pulled over a bit away from the location of this incident, and he also had some injuries as well. But he said this is all over a car ding, and he said that voluntarily to cops. Now, several witnesses did also say they saw this whole thing happen, and this was not a case of self-defense for Marcellus, and that he, you know, approached this man from behind and stabbed him. Some were saying up to 25 times.
Look at that, Lucas, and you can look at these photographs that we have obtained. You see blood, seemingly blood, on the pavement there, and if you look at the trunk area and the bumper, the rear bumper area of that white Kia there, that's all blood, Lucas. Am I right?
That you are correct. And some of these witness statements that we obtained are so graphic that we actually had to censor them a little bit because they were just so detailed. And just to kind of paint the picture here, Marcellus is 7 feet tall and 300 pounds, and the coach who was involved, the alleged victim here, is listed at 5'9" and 160 pounds.
Wow. Now, Lucas, I said this guy, Marcellus, was a former professional athlete. That is correct, right? Wasn't he a boxer back in the day?
Yes, he had a pretty solid record, actually, if we're talking about it. 33, 18-1 with 25 knockouts. He actually came back and did a comeback fight in 2016. I do want to say here, Jaylen Brown, my sources tell me, does not have a very close relationship with Marcellus. And in fact, we actually notified people close to Jaylen this morning of the arrest.
He didn't even know about it.
He had no idea that this happened.
Man, this is just totally wild. And first of all, definitely got to pull Jaylen Brown completely out of this situation. Yes. Goes without being said. He had nothing to do with this, no involvement, no knowledge of this of any kind. So unfortunate it's a family member of his, but this is not reflective upon him or his character in any kind of way. As for Marcellus, what a stupid thing. Granted, this is allegations right now. We're waiting for everything to be labeled official moving forward, but still, I mean, you're You're a 7-foot-tall, 300-pound former boxer. Your hands are pretty much licensed weapons, and you have to grab a knife against a guy who's literally half your size. Yeah. Over a ding in the door. I mean, no part of this sounds even remotely intelligent. What a stupid mistake. I gotta think he's gonna have a different story to tell. Maybe that could explain some of this, but as it stands right now, this is just the stupidest thing ever. What are we doing here? Let's not forget the fact either that this all happened at a youth facility.
Yeah.
Mojo, we have spoken with people who were there, and they said this unfolded in front of several children. And we're talking 9, 10, 11-year-old youth football players.
Absolutely disgusting. Again, we're still waiting for all the details here right now. It's just all allegations. But if true, there needs to be a serious consequence here.
And after speaking with Marcellus, cops ultimately arrested him for attempted murder, and he was taken to jail and held with no bail.
Chiefs coach Andy Reid nearly struck by gunfire last year at the team facility. All the details on a scary situation when TMZ Sports returns right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, a big story that we broke earlier today on the website. Hulk Hogan's death may actually ultimately be a result of medical malpractice. Here's the deal. An occupational therapist who was present at Hulk Hogan's home when the WWE legend stopped breathing told police that during a recent operation that Hulk had, that the surgeon severed a nerve. It's called the phrenic nerve. It has to do with your diaphragm, Mojo, and how you breathe. Well, Hogan's widow, Sky, confirmed to TMZ Sports that that nerve was actually, in fact, compromised during a recent surgery, backing up what the therapist said to cops. Sky also says now that an autopsy has been done, but she declined, at least now, to reveal the results of that autopsy. She also added that Hulk's body has yet to be cremated. For the very latest on this developing story, be sure to head over to tmzsports.com. We've got all the latest Hulk Hogan information, Mojo. Now, from one big story to another story, Mojo, that really is shocking. Andy Reid was nearly shot or nearly struck by a bullet in his office last year, Mojo, as he was working. This is absolutely crazy. So the Kansas City Star reported on this. It was May 4th, 2024, Mojo, and Coach Reid was, again, in his office watching tape, and a bullet was fired, which ultimately lodged itself in the wall of the bathroom, something like 15 feet from where Coach Reid was sitting. Now, thankfully, nobody was injured. Coach Reid wasn't injured. Nobody else was injured, Mojo, in the incident. Police have been investigating. They are investigating this as an aggravated assault. So if somebody ultimately gets arrested for this, they're going to be in big trouble here, Mojo. There were several other shots that were fired. They did not go into Coach Reid's office, but they did hit other parts of the facility, Mojo. Again, this was not something that had just happened this summer camp. This was something that happened in May of last year. But bottom line is that's super scary, Mojo. It's unclear if Andy Reid was targeted or not. Again, bottom line is a bullet 15 feet away is a little too close for comfort in my eyes.
Yeah, and the fact that we don't know who it was, why it happened, any details about it whatsoever, might even make it even scarier for a guy like Andy Reid. Crazy, too. You almost can't think that was possibly on purpose and aimed at Andy Reid, right? I mean, I feel like this is one of the most loved coaches in the NFL. I mean, people love him for his coaching ability. His players love him. I mean, the fans even love him for his commercials, the State Farm commercials that he's in. He's great. He's hilarious in them. I mean, this is not a coach that is unanimously hated by football fans.
Mojo, I mean, you know this, Mojo. Before Andy Reid was the coach of the Chiefs, he was the coach for a very long time of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a Giants fan. Giants fans hate the Eagles. I liked Andy Reid. Everybody likes Andy Reid. I haven't heard anybody say a bad word about the guy ever, I don't think.
Exactly. So you got to wonder what happened. I mean, clearly it's not bothering Andy Reid too much. He probably knows, as the head coach of the most dominant team in the NFL in recent years, probably someone's going to have something to say about it. Maybe someone lost money betting against them. I don't know what it was, Babcock, but I mean, this isn't holding him back whatsoever. No. It's all business as usual. Chiefs are looking strong, looking to capitalize off of the big loss in the Super Bowl last year. Incredible season, marred only by their last showing, but that's going to serve as motivation for them going into this year. So I hate to say it this way, but bullet shots won't even stop this team. They're on a mission this year.
Yeah, Mojo, you're right. I don't know if anything can stop them. I will say this, the Chiefs wanted to make sure that Coach Reid was safe, so they have actually, Mojo, believe it or not, installed bulletproof glass in Coach Reid's office. So if anybody has any ideas of recreating this, doing something similar, don't. Coach Reid's got the bulletproof glass now in his office, so Coach Reid's safe. Up next, we catch up with Bengals receiver Mitchell Tinsley, fresh off his 2-touchdown game this week. The 25-year-old tells us how this is just the start of things to come when TMZ Sports rolls on right after this. Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, you remember earlier this week, we were talking about Mitchell Tinsley. This was the undrafted wide receiver, spent the first 2 seasons of his NFL career in Washington, now is in Cincinnati. And boy did he, and I get it was a preseason game, but boy did he make his old team pay in the preseason game. He caught touchdown passes on back-to-back plays. Mojo had a bunch of other catches, had a lot of yards. Remember, this is the guy that after the game had Joe Burrow singing his praises. And obviously, he is really hoping to make the team and make his mark. Mojo, we had an opportunity to speak with Mitchell, and as you'd expect, he's looking to do a whole lot more than just make his mark in the preseason. Take a look.
It's been kind of crazy and hectic, but honestly, I've been kind of just, really just been trying to get away, honestly, as far as mentally, really focusing on what's next for me. Really, I don't want to look at that as my Super Bowl. I think I said that before. As far as, it was a good game. I made some plays, but for me, I think what I want for my career and what I want for the future, I'm more so focused on, what's next.
What is that? What is that you want for your future?
I got a lot of goals, and honestly, I would like to keep those goals private. Just as far as what I want, but just know what I did on Monday is I would like that to be a reoccurring thing, week in, week out. I want to be, without specifically going into all my goals, but I want to be, a big name in this league, and I want to prove that, I'm one of the best receivers in the league. That's, around where I'm trying to go.
I like it, Mojo. A guy not content with the big game in the preseason.
No, you can't be. You can't celebrate that. It's the preseason. But I will say this, Babcock, Mitchell here is a perfect example of the only reason I care about the preseason. That is that guys like this who have an opportunity, that have been trying to make their name for years, who have just eaten all the crap that they've had to and just suffered through years of being overlooked, being cut, trying to scrape together money to live and survive, wondering if they should just hang up their cleats and find something that comes with a guaranteed salary or keep chasing this dream that they've been chasing their whole lives. It's so incredibly respectable, and guys like that are why I watch the preseason. He knows what this is. It's a preseason game. You sound off. You crushed it one game. Who cares? That game was not enough for him to make the active roster or grab a starting position for the season, let alone accomplish team goals from there. As much as it might be a little boring, should I say, for us, Babcock, him not wanting to reveal his personal goals publicly, I kind of respect it, because the second you put that out into the universe, people are going to be holding you to it. People are going to remember. They're going to be watching. And if you fall short, maybe that's just some unwanted pressure that you don't need. I mean, at this point, by the time you've gotten to the NFL, you probably know what works and what doesn't work for you. So if keeping some of those things close to the chest is what'll help you continue to play like what we're looking at right here, then power to him. Hopefully he tells us eventually, though.
Coming up next on TMZ Sports, Serena Williams finally opens up on her weight loss. She tells us how she did it, and well, you may be really surprised. That's next on TMZ Sports.
On the TMZ Celebrity Tour, we've seen huge stars like Kevin Hart, Rihanna, Ben Affleck, The Rock, Mark Wahlberg, Lizzo, Lady Gaga, Ryan Seacrest, and Jamie Foxx. Buses depart daily from the Hard Rock Cafe in Hollywood, so head to TMZTour.com and book your tickets for the TMZ Celebrity Tour.
What's your message to like fans that are always monitoring the weight, monitoring everything? What do you say to them? I know it must get annoying at times.
Everyone looks great, you know?
Well, you look good.
Thank you.
Do you feel good?
I feel good, right?
Well, I guess that's what matters. I appreciate it, ciao.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, that, of course, was the great Serena Williams just a couple of weeks ago. We talked to her in Manhattan in August. Obviously, she was looking great, Mojo. A lot of people have talked about Serena's weight loss, and, well, what do you know? On Thursday, Serena kind of pulled back the curtain, Mojo. What's been going on with the weight loss journey? How has she done it? We've got some answers. Take a look.
Yes, I am on GLP-1s and I am going public. I am on GLP-1s and I'm not ashamed to say it and say it loud. I am on Roe and let me tell you why. So after my first kid, Olympia, the weight literally just would not come off. I was back on the court and I was in the gym. Oh my gosh, I was eating clean every single day without any big changes to my body. And it was really so frustrating to see the scale always stay the same and or not. If it was anything, it was more. And I was like, are you serious? Like, are you kidding me? So I made the choice. I made the choice to get on a GLP-1 and I'm doing it now through Roe. And honestly, it was like the best decision and the best thing I did for my body in a very long time.
There it is, Mojo, GLP-1. Obviously, many people have heard of the medication Ozempic, and perhaps you've heard of Wegovy. She is taking Zepbound. That's the one that Serena is taking. And I think as long as she's honest about it, Mojo, and you don't give people out there the impression that you're doing all of this naturally, I think if people know, hey, good for her. That's the way I look at it.
Babcock, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I think I know something about it, but this, to me, sounds like it's a third-party brand deal, a paid advertisement, Babcock.
It is, Mojo. It is.
Not only did she lose this weight, she probably got paid $1 million to do it, Babcock, because medical like this, they might pay better than anybody else. So, yeah, I'd be smiling that big, too, if I lost that much weight and had an extra $1 million in my account because of it. I don't know how much it was for. I don't know for sure if this was a deal. This is just speculation.
No, it is, Mojo. I don't know how much money it is, Mojo, but you are absolutely right. You nailed that. This is a brand deal. Her husband, Alex Ohanian, is an investor in the company. It is Roe. It's one of those like virtual online pharmacies where you make the appointment and you pay and then they send you the medication should you need it. So you nailed it, Mojo. It is absolutely a sponsorship deal.
Well, actually, maybe I didn't nail it because now with that new information you just brought to light, forget the one-time payment. She might have gotten equity in this thing, Babcock. So that $1 million may one day become $1 billion, which makes this thing even better.
Mojo, how about the aspect, or how about the point that Serena, who is arguably the greatest female athlete ever, that she is not doing this naturally, that she is taking a pharmaceutical to help her lose weight? I know some people have been critical of her because of that. Do you have any issue with Serena taking this path?
So the issue would be that she's essentially cheating,
right?
That's
what people say. I don't buy into that at all, Mojo. Especially because she's been honest and open about it.
Yeah, cheating for what? She's not playing right now. I mean, if this was something that was going to give her a boost on the court, that's one thing. But what she's she's cheating at life? No,
Right.
I don't see that at all. People, when you're out of sports and you're not being tested and there isn't a competition factor, you do what you want. You're legally able to. Go ahead and do what you do. Now, with these things, I always want to make sure that you're taking something that's safe and that's healthy, and that you're not giving up and fixing this problem and picking up a ton of new problems that you're going to have to deal with, potentially shaving years off your life. But even if it was, that is her decision to make. I don't have any issue with this whatsoever. I mean, hey, as we get older, it gets tougher to get the weight off, stay in shape. This is a woman that has to keep up with appearances, that has millions of dollars tied to her brand that she has to maintain. It's tough. It's a lot of pressure. She wants to go this route. More power to her. I'm not going to stop her.
Yeah, I agree, Mojo. And she said, too, this is somebody who is one of the fittest people we've ever seen. And she said, look, after my second child, after I had my daughter, I had issues losing the weight. So she knows better than anybody what it takes to get in and to be in great shape. And if she's saying, hey, I could not get there naturally after I had the baby, I mean, who am I to second guess Serena Williams? So yeah, I say good for her. She looks great. Again, she's been open about it. And maybe now it actually even helps other people out there who are having similar issues and didn't know where to turn. So I say kudos to Serena Williams, and she gets probably a pretty nice check out of it too, Mojo. So that's not too bad. All right, we're out of time. We got to go. We got a big show tomorrow, though, Mojo. You actually talked to AEW star Athenos. We'll have that conversation. We got a bunch of other things to talk about, Mojo. It's going to be great.
That's right, Babcock sitting down with my good friend Athena ahead of her title match against Timeless Tony Storm at AEW Forbidden Door in London, England. This Sunday will make tomorrow the best show since today.
I'm a lawyer.